What if I told you that in the heart of every chaos, there's an opportunity waiting for you? It might sound counterintuitive, especially when everything around you feels like it's spinning out of control. But imagine this for a moment. What if the turbulence in your life wasn't something to fight against, but something to embrace? What if, instead of reacting with fear or frustration to life's noise, you could harness it to your advantage? You might be thinking, this sounds impossible. How can chaos possibly be an opportunity? The answer is simpler than you think, and it's found in an ancient philosophy that's still incredibly relevant today: Stoicism. In a world where we're constantly being bombarded by distractions, stress, and noise, Stoicism offers us a powerful tool to not only survive but thrive. This isn't a mere philosophy, it's a way of life. It's about cultivating inner peace amidst external turmoil, about standing strong when the world around you is crumbling. At the core of Stoicism lies one simple truth: you control your response to everything around you. Let's take a moment to explore what it means to truly embody this philosophy. Imagine yourself in the midst of a busy day: work, school, personal challenges, and everything in between. Your phone is constantly buzzing with notifications, emails demanding your attention, and the relentless noise of the world fills your mind. You might feel overwhelmed, drained, and as if you're being pulled in every direction. This is where most people break down, where frustration builds, and where chaos takes over. But what if you could choose a different path? What if, instead of giving in to the noise and the pressure, you could find a way to stand still in the storm? This is the power of silence. Silence isn't just about the absence of sound. It's about creating space in your mind, body, and soul for clarity and calmness. In a world that never stops speaking, silence is one of the most powerful tools you can possess. So why does silence matter, especially in a noisy world? Let's break this down further. You're in the middle of a tense conversation, maybe a disagreement with a colleague, a heated debate with a friend, or a difficult negotiation at work. Every part of you is itching to speak up, to defend yourself, to explain your point of view. It's natural, right? But what if, in this very moment, you chose not to respond immediately? What if, instead, you took a pause, a breath, and embraced the silence? This might seem like an uncomfortable or awkward choice at first, but it's actually one of the most powerful tools you can use. Silence is a strategic response deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics, those ancient masters of emotional resilience, understood the power of silence. They didn't react impulsively to life's challenges. Instead, they took a step back, examined the situation with clarity, and then responded thoughtfully. In that silence, you leave your opponent, your colleague, or even your own mind in uncertainty. They don't know what you're thinking, what you're planning, or how you're going to react. And this uncertainty is a powerful tool. It gives you the upper hand, not because you're withholding information, but because you're actively choosing to control your reaction. Imagine this: you're facing a conflict, and instead of jumping in with a defensive response or a quick rebuttal, you simply stop and listen. The silence you create allows you to gather your thoughts, to analyze the situation, and to plan your next move with clarity and composure. In the silence, you are in control. It's important to note that silence isn't about avoiding the situation or shutting down. It's about using your emotional intelligence to remain calm, composed, and centered. It's about choosing not to react from a place of stress, fear, or anger, but from a place of calm, clarity, and inner strength. The Stoics teach us that our power lies not in our ability to react, but in our ability to choose how we respond. Now let's take this idea a step further. The power of silence doesn't just apply in moments of conflict or confrontation. It's a tool for emotional control and clarity in every aspect of life. In a world filled with constant distractions, social media, emails, news, advertisements, it's easy to lose ourselves in the noise. We're constantly being pulled in different directions, and it can feel impossible to focus or to hear our own thoughts. This is where the Stoic practice of eliminating distractions comes in. In Stoicism, the first step to mastering silence is to clear away the noise, both external and internal. This doesn't mean abandoning the world or isolating yourself from reality. It means creating space for true reflection and clarity. It means choosing to disconnect from the digital world when necessary and embracing moments of solitude. When you clear away the clutter, both physical and mental, you make room for the most important thing, yourself. Think about it. How often do you give yourself the gift of silence? Most of us live in a constant state of stimulation. Our phones are always buzzing, we're always multitasking, and our minds are constantly racing from one thought to the next. But what happens when you choose to pause? What happens when you intentionally embrace silence, even for just a few moments each day? The first thing you'll notice is that your mind starts to settle. You begin to focus more clearly on the present moment, without the distractions pulling you in 100 different directions. In this space of stillness, true wisdom can emerge. When you quiet the noise, both around you and inside you, you can hear the deeper insights, the quiet wisdom that is often drowned out by the chaos of modern life. Silence isn't just about avoiding noise, it's about embracing it in a way that gives you the power to control your environment. When you choose silence, you're making a conscious decision to engage with life from a place of calmness, strength, and clarity. You're not letting the world dictate your emotions or actions, you're taking charge of your own mind. This practice isn't just beneficial for your personal well-being, it's also incredibly valuable in your relationships. Think about the last time you had a conversation with someone and really listened. Not just listened to respond, but listened with intent, paying attention to what was being said and what wasn't being said. That's the power of silence. When you allow space for silence in conversations, you give others the opportunity to express themselves fully. You create an environment of trust, understanding, and empathy. Silence isn't about shutting others down, it's about giving them room to be heard. This can transform your relationships both personally and professionally. It makes you a better listener, a more empathetic communicator, and someone who responds thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. But there's more to silence than just clearing distractions and improving relationships. The practice of silence can actually enhance your creativity and focus. When you create space for quiet, you open the door to deeper reflection and creative thinking. Silence allows your mind to roam freely, to explore new ideas, and to engage with your inner thoughts in a way that is impossible in a noisy environment. It's in these quiet moments that some of our greatest ideas and insights emerge. Take a moment to think about the most creative people you know. Whether they're artists, writers, entrepreneurs, or thinkers, one thing they likely share is the ability to find solitude. They understand the value of silence in allowing their creativity to flourish. They intentionally make time for quiet, for reflection, and for deep thought. This practice isn't just beneficial for creative professionals, it's something we can all use to improve our problem-solving, decision-making, and overall clarity of thought. Now let's circle back to Stoicism. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that we cannot control external events, but we can control how we respond to them. This is the foundation of emotional resilience. When we embrace silence, we are actively choosing to remain in control of our reactions, to stay calm in the face of stress, to stay clear-headed in the face of chaos, and to act with intention instead of reacting from a place of emotion. This is where true strength lies. It's not in fighting against the chaos or trying to control everything around us. It's in accepting the chaos for what it is and choosing to respond with wisdom, patience, and resilience. This is the Stoic approach to life: to accept what we cannot change, to control what we can, and to find peace and strength in the process. If you're ready to embrace this Stoic wisdom, to take control of your life through the power of silence, here's what you need to do. 1. Start small. Begin by setting aside moments each day where you can embrace silence. It could be during your commute, while taking a walk, or even just sitting quietly for a few minutes before bed. 2. Limit distractions. Make a conscious effort to disconnect from the constant buzz of notifications and emails. Create a space of solitude where you can think clearly and reflect deeply. 3. Practice emotional control. In moments of stress or conflict, take a pause before reacting. Choose to respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. 4. Engage in deep listening. Practice listening with intent in your conversations. Allow others to express themselves fully and pay attention to what's being said and what's not being said. 5. Embrace solitude. Make time for reflection, creativity, and deep thought. Allow silence to be a tool for clarity and insight in your personal and professional life. By embracing silence, you're not just creating space for peace, you're creating space for growth, clarity, and strength. If you're ready to transform your life through Stoic wisdom and discover the power of silence, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us on this journey. Together, we'll explore how to master emotional control, harness the power of stillness, and create a life that is centered, calm, and full of purpose. Let's begin this journey today.